Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, we are back at it with Vikings, going and doing what Vikings do best, which is be absolute monsters. We get a very, very interesting episode this week with us getting a very new perspective. And not only was it a new perspective, but this approach, this episode felt like it was trying to convey something much, much more. I don't know if anyone else felt that way or whatever, but to think that this whole episode kind of stemmed from good and evil and having someone who has committed this said evil seemingly live longer, right? Almost like
Mhm.
the true thing to want in this world that they're in is almost just death, because death may be truly the one thing that actually is heaven, you know? In a world like this where every single moment of your life can be spent very peacefully and not much going on, to all of a sudden having people knocking in your door and absolutely destroy, like pulling you out, not giving you any type of warning or anything, and then outright slaughtering women, children, men who don't even have any intention to fight, or who maybe in their whole entire village didn't own a sword, but they owned an axe to cut down some trees for firewood, but never actually owning some types of weapons, because even somebody there called them civilians, right? Or I think it was the guy who translates for the prince. He's like, these are civilians, bro. Like, you're just killing these people in cold blood at this point. And of course, that is what it is, but our main leader is too smart, right? He's too clever. He's too on the nose with how things have already probably happened with him, or not even just happened, but how things just go in general. Um, he's been around long enough to definitely understand that. So the first thing he goes to talking about is, what if these guys sell us out? What if they tell the enemy which way we've gone, or how many people we got, or that we don't have that much, this and that. We have to get food from them to really be in a better position. All these different things are very valuable to an enemy. Um, and I think that's where our main Aslan or whatever comes. His brain and his overall like experience is really key, and at the same time his experience is gonna be the main reason why you suffer just as much, like doing things that you probably wouldn't believe you had to do, right? Or that you wouldn't want to have to do. So he's putting that all on them, and as seeing him as a kid, it's not really surprising to me, because it seemed like he had already done some things, right? When you look at Aslad as a kid, he looks like Thorfinn, but maybe Thorfinn put um, maybe Thorfinn didn't have as good as a father, If that's what the kid looked like that was carrying his mom, which turned out to be our main leader right now. Um, that's the type of parallels that this show has been just so crisp with. So when they go into this girl and they're Ani, and they're giving us all of this story about this person like she's supposed to be important, and at the end of the episode she's seemingly just one of the villagers that's unlucky to be in this area at this time, and somehow some way. She winds up going out to look at that one thing that she considers sinful, that one thing that she considers that she should put back and even right her wrongs, and she can't even pull herself to throw it. This same thing she went out to go and see is the same thing that kept her alive in this like endless hell, right? Like we have a person who literally lost his father only because he had to protect what he truly loved, or he would lose that as well, or he may have a chance of losing it throughout the whole entire arrow situation that was about to occur. So it's these things that make you very appreciative of the chance that you get to just see this ridiculous story playing out. Like, where I was going with the whole back and forth is they they are quote unquote by the priest or by Annie running away from their punishment, right? Like they said, if they let these people live, they might tell, because one of them would have, and that would have been quote unquote the punishment in Annie's terms. Like they would have sent punishment to them in some type of way for stealing whatever they stole without killing them. So by killing them, there's much less a chance of being punished for something dead people can't talk about, right? So that's kind of the dark, gritty stuff that they're just introducing to me in my crazy mind. Like, none of this stuff could be like even right, but that's just how I think when I see this type of stuff and how much detail goes into this show already. Like, why would they give us a character who then falls in the snow, seemingly probably going to pass away from, not being able to eat? Like, the family thought they needed half the food to be able to make it through all this. So what do you think a girl by herself's gonna do with no food? So that was kind of, it felt like the gist of what they were saying is, not only are you going to live, um, and she is resentful of her sin that she's committed of stealing. um, she's going to live with that and have to, think about it the whole entire time. Not only that, but now she has to kind of put on a face and be like, oh, and it wasn't my fault that my parents died. Like, it wasn't because God is punishing me for that. They're just punishing me. Where is this item? Oh, it's just an enemy. Thought that was an item supposed to be there. He isn't just punishing me, he's punishing my whole entire family. So maybe they did something wrong and it wasn't just me. Or she did ask, did they arrive to heaven? Like, she believes wherever she's at right now isn't heaven, right? And she thinks she's going to be sent to hell. So what happens when she literally goes out to do the one thing that she thinks is going to be the reason she goes to hell? She survives. And what are the people who are doing the act? Where does she believe they're going? To hell. So it's a really weird parallel that they're putting here, and I loved it. I don't know if anyone else is gonna catch that, because I mean, it felt like there was something to understand here because of the beginning of how it all started, right? With her being the focal point and stuff like that. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this episode. I know you guys definitely are feeling this show. Every time I put out this show on my channel, it usually does pretty well. Like, people want to hear what I have to say, and that's all I want with these things. Is even if you don't have anything to say, I can tell by how much you guys actually watch this, and the time, like the duration of how long you watch it. You actually want to hear what I have to say. So I give you my dead honest opinion, and if you enjoy it, I will always be here doing that, because I got 2 more videos I'm about to do that too. So with all that being said, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will Definitely, definitely. Talk to you later. So with all that being said, take care and peace.